Some people like using the excuse that they can't go to the gym because they do not have time. Well, listen up, little fella. We're going to show you in this video exactly how you can make some lazy gains, and we even included a perfect lazy gains workout plan for you at the end of this video. But be sure to watch the entire thing so you know how to properly use it. Let's get right into it.
So we're going to start with volume. Volume is one of many indicators of training. But it just pretty much means sets multiplied by reps. So this is basically just an indicator of how much you train. Recommended amount is actually 10 sets a week per muscle group. So this obviously varies from muscle to muscle. See, some muscles are smaller than others. For example, your back, your chest, or your quads are much bigger than muscles like your biceps or your traps. So you want to tweak that. So imagine you're training chest, which is a bigger muscle group. You want to do something around 12 to 14 sets per week for that muscle group.
Now, let's talk about the frequency. What even does frequency mean? Frequency just simply means how often you train one muscle a week. How many training sessions do you do for each muscle every single week? It is recommended that you train each muscle twice a week. Now, don't be stupid about this. Don't train, say, your biceps on day 1 and then just randomly on one random day of the week or on day 6. No, don't do this. Instead, what you want to do is train each individual muscle every 3rd day. So, day 1, you train your biceps. Day 2, your legs. Day 3, your back. And then on the 4th day, so 3 days after training your biceps for the first time, you train it again. This is actually going to give you that little boost and make your muscle protein synthesis a lot better. Now this way, obviously, you're going to have the opportunity to not train all too much, but still make some decent gains.
Now another factor is intensity. Our intensity pretty much just means how hard you train, how close to failure you train. And well, since we're optimizing for time, I actually want to train as intensely as possible because our workouts are going to be shorter. We're going to actually lower the volume, lower than it's recommended, but therefore train as intensely as possible. There's different bodybuilders who swear by this, who only train a couple hours per week, but train so hard that they still have basically the same effects as other bodybuilders. So when training intensely, you actually want to train to a point where you can't even do a full rep anymore. So you have to do half reps, like on curls or lateral raises. You just do a little wiggly thing right there until you can't anymore. Sometimes cheating a bit and using a bit of momentum is actually okay because it gets you even closer to failure.
But let's look at some exercises that are going to save you some time at the gym. It goes without saying that you should use some exercises that are quick to set up. See, if you have the bench, it's going to take quite a while to always go to each side, take off the plates, take some new plates, pop them on there, put that little thing that never ever works to hold the plates in place, the clip, back on there. It just simply takes time. Instead, what you're going to do is take a bench, use some dumbbells instead, and there you go. Sure, depending on what you want to train, this is going to be less effective, but hey, you want to make lazy gains, right? And this is a way to save time at the gym. Also, use some exercises that are quick to perform. If you train each bicep individually, so doing biceps curl on your left arms and then bicep curls on your right arm, it's going to take twice as long before you're done with your sets. Instead, you can train them at the same time. Remember, what we're describing to you right now is not optimized for the maximum gain. This is optimized for people that want to save some time at the gym. Now, only train with the necessary volume. You can do this by kind of thinking about your exercises strategically. See, there are some exercises like compound lifts that just train a couple of different muscles at the same time. You don't need to do a lot for your biceps because a lot of the time, especially if you do pull-ups or something in that direction, it's already incorporated into those exercises. So be very strategic with what exercises you choose. And also supersets. This is quite a big one. You're going to save so much time, literally a whole break. You probably know what supersets are. Instead of just doing one exercise, say for your biceps, and then taking a break, and then doing that again, and then going to another exercise, you're going to start doing a biceps exercise, and then immediately, once you're done with your set, you're going to do another exercise that is not related to the muscle that you just trained, but some other muscle. So for example, you just did your bicep curls. Now you immediately go to the triceps row push down or something in that direction. You're going to save minutes that are going to add up over the entire workout.
One thing we can tweak is your rest time. Now, you've probably heard of the term progressive overload, but have you heard of progressive deload? What we're going to do is actually decrease the rest time between sets gradually. So let's say each training session, you decrease the rest time by about 10 seconds until eventually you come to an ideal point. A lot of you rest way too long. You may rest for 5 minutes between sets. You're on your phone, doing whatever. And the thing is, that's just a waste of time. See, we're training for time efficiency. So make sure you keep that in mind. Now, obviously, you need to have sufficient rest times between exercises, and it's not optimal if you only rest for 1 minute between each exercise. So really be strategic about this. So I'd say 1 minute is the bare minimum for high rep isolation movements because they don't need as much rest time. It's really the bare minimum, keep that in mind. But since we're training for time efficiency, well, we're going to use the bare minimum. So 60 seconds for high rep isolation movements, and for the lower rep ones, if you train for strength or you have some compound movements, you want to rest for at least 90 seconds. With some really hard ones like barbell squats, you even want to go up to 120 seconds, so 2 minutes. Now you're probably asking yourself, how do you do this? Well, what we like to do is use a workout tracker. We use an app called Heavy, but you can use pretty much any workout tracker there is, because that basically includes a timer for each exercise. So it's going to do a little ding ding and remind you when it's time to start again. And you're going to be super aware. Because a lot of people actually do 5 minutes for one exercise and then do 1 minute for another exercise, and it's super inconsistent. So keep that in mind.
A little ding ding it sure does give you, and a little ding dong as well. Now finally, the long awaited workout plan. This workout plan that we put together for you is a full body workout plan because you're going to do this one about 2 to 3 times a week. If you go to the gym 4 more times a week, you have to take into account all the amount of time that it takes you to get to the gym, to change there and to shower and so on. So the workout plan here, you're going to do this about 3 times a week and you're going to save a lot of time. If you're a beginner, take the beginner one. As an advanced one, take the advanced one. Since these are full body workout plans, you're going to get the bare minimum volume that you need for each muscle each week. It has been scientifically proven that this workout plan takes exactly 1 hour to complete. So if you train this one twice a week, you literally only spend 2 hours at the gym every single week. That is nothing. And you're still going to make gains. You're still going to look good. You're still going to be a muscular duck.
If you enjoyed this banging episode of Pablo's Pill, you might like this one as well. We'll see you there.